We got our hands on a film stock that was made for scientists and not photographers, and until now, we had never heard of it, but you guessed it, we had to test it. Let's dive in. So before we go any further, we're gonna do something we haven't done here before on the channel. We're gonna do our first giveaway. We wanna give away 2 rolls of Formula X to 1 lucky subscriber. So to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is number 1, smash the like button below. Number 2, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And number 3, leave a comment below down in the comment section. And at the end of this week, we're gonna pick 1 lucky subscriber and we'll reach out and we'll send you 2 rolls of Formula X. As Jerry and I have mentioned many times, we want to give back more to the community, and we're getting to a place where we can actually do that. So stay tuned for more of these giveaways. This is the first one we're going to play with, and yeah, let's dive in. This video is going to be a little different. I mean, I've kind of done certain things in the past, but I usually only do a video for a film stock if I really love it, aka the aerochrome video and this video. So we're about to release a new film stock. We're calling it Formula X because it's a lot more fun and it's way easier to say than Kodak Special Order 078 black and white instrumentation film. You see the point. Formula X sounds cool. We got to make a fun character, and why not have a little fun while we're doing it? If you don't know, we don't make film stocks from scratch. We bring film stocks back to life, and we put a little fun lore and story around them, but we always tell you what they are. This stuff is like brand new, to be honest. We rated it at 200 ISO. From the information that I did find, a box speed, take that with a grain of salt because there isn't really one, is 400 ISO. I think you could actually shoot it at like 250 or 320, but the results that I'm about to go over with you guys from my tests are shot at 200 ISO. Let's take a look at some of the images, and I'll let you guys know at first glance like what really stood out to me and why I'm kind of obsessed with this film right now. First off, the highlights and the blooming are incredible. It looks like I had some sort of diffusion filter on the camera, and I did not. As you can see up in the top right corner here, I mean, the glow is pretty insane. And the second biggest thing I noticed was how sharp this film was. It's a fine grain film. I mean, I like grain, but I'm also cool with it being smaller. But I was very impressed with how sharp and how much detail were in these images. The contrast is another thing that stands out. It's very high contrast film stock. I'm gonna do more tests. I'm curious to see what it would look like with like an orange filter or yellow filter or black and white filters that would increase the contrast, but to be fair, I don't think you need it. I love this film stock for how it is just as shot. There's nothing fancy here to this. But as you can see with this shot, it's shining. It's got some real character to it, which I think is cool because it looks different than most black and white films. It had just rained, so I was super into reflections and getting weird. The highlight retention, which is very common with all films, but this film, there were some shots here that I had overexposed by accident, and it was very easily brought back. I can actually show you if I were to. This is as shot, and these are with my edits. Most of my edits are just small contrast or exposure adjustments. I don't do anything else. But yeah, I mean, this film stock's really cool. Like here's another one. I was obsessed with the lighting here, falling onto this puddle with leaves. And as you can see, like this is the blooming. It's subtle in some photos and more intense in others. This stuff is really cool. XX is one of my favorite black and white film stocks. Maybe I'm biased because I work in the film industry, but personally, this stuff is my second favorite. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I've only shot 1 roll. And the results are pretty great. I mean, it's an affordable film stock, which is great, especially nowadays. I feel like stuff is so expensive, and although we do sell more expensive film stocks that are more rare, me and Jerry have always made it a goal to also offer very inexpensive, if not some of them super cheap film stocks, because shooting film doesn't have to be expensive. We offer the cool, rare stuff just because there's different niches. There's different niches, and people want to try stuff out, which I totally agree. I mean, this is one of my favorite photos out of it. One of, there's many, but I mean, there's just a crazy tonality range in terms of, you know, from white to black. Like, you get the whole grayscale here. I thought the fruit would be a good example because, as you know, with black and white, different colors end up showing differently on the grayscale. And this was a good example. So, as you can see when I zoom in here, I mean, the grain is really fine, but it's there and it still has the film look. And it does pretty good in high contrast situations. Like, this was heavily backlit. Now, some of the factor here that makes the sidewalk really bloom is because it had just rained like the night before. But still, I mean, I don't know, it has like a dreamy quality to it. And again, the sharpness is insane. I mean, look at the bricks. I don't know, it's some cool stuff. I think what's crazy about this is finding this Kodak special order film that, again, was not meant to be for consumers. It was strictly meant for science and instrumentation and, you know, machine work or whatever the heck they were using it for. Again, I couldn't find info, so I'm running off the very limited amount that I have, but I just wonder how many of other film stocks are out there that, like, we don't know about, because I found this film stock and got in contact with the person and purchased it. They didn't know much about it either. And it wasn't until I dove into my research that I kind of determined that this stuff was kind of more rare than expected. I mean, don't worry, we're still gonna offer it at an extremely affordable price, but no one's heard of it from the people I've talked to, and I had never heard of it, Jerry had never heard of it, but I'm glad we know about it now because I'm gonna keep looking for it because it's a really cool stock. I mean, this is a killer example of just the tonality in the grayscale here. It's like, you know, you have black and you have the whitest whites, which, like, again, have this bloom and halation. My scans were a little dirty, but with these reflections, like, I don't know, you get so many different tones and it really stands out to me. There were some interesting shots here. I was surprised at how dark this image was. Again, I'm using my Nikon 2000 internal light meter. It's the main camera I shoot on all the time. So I kind of expected there to be more information under the bridge. It wasn't like a super contrasty situation, but the photo has a cool look. Again, it really does its jobs in the highlight end, as does most film. You get more information, you get more latitude in the highlights than the shadows. But I just thought it was interesting how this one handled this situation. This was actually an outtake, and I don't know why I love it. There's really kind of not anything specific in focus. There's just a sliver here on the sidewalk, but there's something cool about this out of focus woman in the background that's pushing a stroller or a cart or something. I'm not really sure. I shoot really fast sometimes, so there's times I think a lot about the images that I'm gonna take and how I compose it, and there's times I just fire off. Yeah, these images, they're doing it for me, and I love it. It has kind of this modern vintage feel to it because of the highlight blooming and the sharpness. Like, you get the vintage look from the blooming of the highlights, and then you get this kind of modern, really kind of sterile look, which makes sense because it was for science, from just the sharpness of the images. This was an outtake. I was pretty excited about a lot of the photos that I took on this roll. This one's cool, but it didn't come out like I thought. I should have had a longer lens, but there was this dude here just hanging out, and I shot it through the fence, which is why you get this little weird edges, and it's cool. Again, this film is awesome. I'm just gonna say it. I really like it. I hope you guys do as well. Yeah, it's cool. I have been having some issues recently with my Patterson tanks where I get this like lighter bloom on the edges, and I kind of think it's because developer is sitting too long on like the perfs, and so it bleeds in. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tips for that. It happens somewhat consistently, but it's intermittent. I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I do agitation and all that, but yeah, you can see it right here. It's just a little brighter on that end. But this is some cool stuff. I want to see what y'all do with it. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I'm gonna leave a slideshow here at the end of all the photos, but it's kind of a film stock that can be used in multiple different environments. I'm gonna do some more tests, maybe shooting a higher ISO inside, see how that works. I'm gonna do some portrait work on it, I think would be really cool. And I'll test out some, oh, I forgot I got this photo. So there's a thing here in New York called the water taxi. No one is using it unless you're rich, but it is basically just a water plane that flies to and from certain locations, and we see it all the time. And I was able to capture this shot, which I'm super excited about because it was perfect lighting in the afternoon. This plane came through, you have the foreground, you have people, you have the city skyline, and then you have the awesomeness from this film stock, which is the contrast, the tonality. Yeah, do I need to say more, to be honest? So that's it for this video, guys. Formula X is available now in our shop. Go ahead and grab yourself a roll, shoot on this film stock. It's awesome. And let us know what you guys shoot on it. Show us results, tag us. And as always, don't forget to like, leave a comment, let us know what you think of this film stock or these videos. And definitely hit subscribe because it only allows us to make more cool stuff for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.